into it a little bit deeper into my upbringing, and with my dad was, my dad's someone who's not necessarily a happy person. He has his moments, but growing up was real difficult because what I witnessed was someone that was very, very angry, very bitter, resentful, almost in a lot of ways. To no fault of his own. I mean, that's just kind of his makeup. That's just fine. I mean, it's kind of his choice. Everyone has their choice whether they want to be happy or not. But the thing is that after witnessing that and growing up in that, I just always thought of myself as, related to that, like an asshole. And I never could see myself as someone who lived as a happy person, because I really felt, as weird as this sounds, this is like it's irrational, but I used to think that happiness is some kind of like earned, almost like a genetic thing. And yeah, I just never saw myself. I thought I might have these moments where I could be happy, or if I were always in shape, I could be happy. My happiness had conditions on it. So if I had more money, I could be happy. If I had the perfect partner, I could be happier. So we were just getting into those conversations just a little bit deeper. And I started thinking that, I really deserve to be happy, and then I really want to work on it. And I was really seen and heard in that spot. We really broke through in a deeper way of she kind of understood me at a deeper level. So that was special. Just knowing that she can understand more, that when I'm upset, it's not really a mark on my character. It's just she started to see how I see myself and my self-image as someone that's typically doesn't see himself as very happy, and that I really want to work and on becoming happiness, and becoming that person that's happy, and working on happiness, and deciding that happiness isn't a gift, that it is a practice. It's something that you work at each and every day. And it's something that I got to aggressively work towards in developing happiness, and my work with men. And I think really just moving to the ultimate of choosing a happy life. It's not something that you're in the mood for happiness. It's really something you got to work at. So there's this book called Psycho-Cybernetics that has this 8-point practice. I just want to be able to share with you here. So number one of this 8-point practice here is, number one is try to be as cheerful as possible. Now, it's what's interesting here. I'm going to take this logo off. What's interesting here, I think this is really simple, right? And I'll try to be as cheerful as possible. These are practices that I need to work this like a muscle. This is training. What does that mean to be cheerful? I don't think it means to be passively or like programmed to be just happy no matter what, as possible. So maybe my default is just to bring more cheer into a situation, bring to a social situation, to a relationship, to anything that happens in life, to try to be as cheerful as possible. Think about what that looks like for you, so we can begin to like anchor into a feeling. I want to practice this to develop a feeling that I can always go back to, because feelings are powerful. So number one, be as cheerful as possible. So that's one thing I'm working on. Number two, I will try to feel and act a little more friendly towards other people. Now, this has what I'm trying to do is like really just live in the present here, and just work on being more friendly. And my basic conditioning has been to be more pessimistic and wary of people. There's always a jerk lurking in the shadows type thing. But as this says, I will try to feel and act more friendly towards other people, whether that's a smile, whether it's saying hello, paying attention to my tone of voice. I want to feel like I'm giving some happiness to another person. So when people see me, they begin to feel that happiness. So number two, I will try to feel and act a little more friendly toward other people. So number 3, I'm going to be a little less critical and a little more tolerant of other people, their faults, failings, and mistakes. And again, that's all based on my interpretation. So I will place the best possible interpretation on their actions. So seeing how these people act, I want to base my tolerance and my opinions of others based on their actions, their well-intentioned actions. So I do want to feel less critical, and I want to feel more optimistic of other people, meaning they have something good to share. And these feelings are going to conjure up just less stress inside my body, less constriction, and I want to be more open and more. I want to have more flow in my life. So I'll be less critical and more tolerant of other people, their faults, failings, and mistakes. And I'll just look out for the best in their situations. So number 4, insofar as possible, I'm going to act as if the successes are inevitable and I already am the sort of person that I want to be. I will practice acting like and feeling like this new personality. Now, the perfect example of this is when I get six-pack abs, that's when I'll start being happy. When I get the love of my life and I start living with this person, that's when I'll be happy. When I get married, that's when I'll be happy. When I get my dream job, that's when I'll start to be happy. So that's all well and good, but we need to embody this now. So we are going to feel into these successes and act as if it is absolutely impossible to fail, and that you're already the personality you want to be. You are already that personality that you want to be because you're speaking from experience. You're speaking from a knowing. The reason why you want to be something is because you feel that before. You've had it once before in your past. So you want to feel like this new personality. Number 5, I will not let my own opinion color facts in a pessimistic or negative way. And again, opinions are strong these days, but we want to just look at a positive viewpoint for your own sake, for your own feelings of well-being. But I don't want to let my opinion color facts in a pessimistic or negative way. Okay, open them up into a different way. Number 6, I will practice smiling at least 3 times a day. Here we go. Number 1. Number 2, here we go. Plain face, smile. Cheese or not, it's important to smile. Okay, number 3, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's 3. Practice smiling at least 3 times a day. Intentionality. Is that a word? Number 7, regardless of what happens, I will react as calmly and as intelligently as possible. I think for me, it's when you're calm, you are acting intelligently. When you're calm, you're actually in a different part of your brain, the neocortex, which is rational, which can act with calm, and it can act with intelligence and not reacting out of just some reactionary sense of feeling. So I will react as calmly and as intelligently as possible so there's no regrets after something happens, after a reaction. Calm, relaxing. And number 8, I will acknowledge, then I'll ignore completely and close my mind to all those pessimistic and negative facts that I can do nothing to change. I've modified this a little bit in that in the book, it talks about wanting to completely ignore and close your mind to pessimistic and negative facts. This is an opinion about yourself and way how you've handled yourself, something in the past. But in understanding shadow work, we want to be able to look towards these things that we deny in ourselves. So it's important to look, don't completely ignore, but we want to get curious and look at these things that we deny in ourselves. Look at those negative and pessimistic things or those viewpoints because they've helped us before in the past see things in a clear light so we can know how to move in the world. how to pivot from those situations. So I don't think it's important to completely ignore them without first acknowledging that. So acknowledge the pessimism and the negativity, and then realize what is there to learn from this, and then move in the other direction. So those are the 8 points of happiness practice. So the work I do is helping men practice happiness, not to chase it, because you can be happy now. You just need to practice it. So if you want a copy of these 8, let me know in the comments and I'll just email them to you.